I'm just going to describe it as hearty and smooth. I'm going to try to get hearty and smooth, it says.
I mean, Octoberfest is supposed to be like a bready.
I know, but I love when it describes it for you. Can you imagine if every beer came out and was like crisp and light?
It's literally
malty and hoppy.
They do that.
No, Sam Adams does that because it's.
So we are deciding to feature on this show Octoberfest by Sam Adams. It's been around forever. It's a lot of people's favorites of the Sam Adams because it's just. I mean, I've been having this beer forever. So, and this used to be my favorite beer actually when I was like 23. So. We'll see how it is now, but have you had this one before, I assume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of have I checked it in, but but I know I've had it.
They do Oktoberfest with a C,
mm-hmm.
the American style. So it's not an official Oktoberfest one.
Naturally.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Tiffany.
Hearty and smooth.
There you go. There's half the bottle. So actually, like honestly, this is a weird beer for me. So even if you go back on my history, like I checked this beer in like 2017. I think it was like the first time I had had it, which is when I first joined Untappd as well.
Yeah, we joined a month apart.
True story. Because you pestered me to join.
I did. No, you.
It was the other way around.
And look where we are today.
God, it's going great.
I hit on him originally on Untappd, and then he ghosted me for 6 months.
I got nervous.
All right. This is the Daniel and Tiffany relationship podcast.
You don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
He still hasn't figured out when our anniversary is.
So. No, but so I've had this beer a long time ago, and I've had it multiple times since. But I think the more Oktoberfest and Marzens and any type of fest beer in general that I drink, I think I'm lower on the scale on this one only because of the mass production of it. It tastes like a Marzen variation of a Boston Lager, which is what a lot of Sam Adams like beers come through to me as.
Which is very sweet.
Still not
way
bad.
Sweeter than even the other one I was drinking, which is a sweet. I mean, they're all sweet because they're that malt versus hops. But this one is like very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's why I liked it when I was in my early 20s.
Sure.
Because like I liked beer, but I wasn't into it. So I was like, oh, sweet beer. This tastes great. You know?
Right.
I gave it a very high score, even in 2018 when I checked it in. Because it just this was back when I was on Untappd and thinking like, I'm just doing whatever, not really thinking about it. I was like, this is my favorite beer. Obviously it's hot. Yeah. But yes, now that I've drank more beers in my life and actually have talked about them, I'm like, yeah, it tastes like it's basically like it's what Sam Adams kind of does really well in that they make a mass-produced beer. They're trying to please as many people as they can with this beer. And I think the average drinker is going to be like, yeah, this is good. You know,
I agree, and I think that's always one of the things with when you get into these mass-produced beers like this. So, if you really like an actual Oktoberfest or some of these styles, this is probably not in the vein of that almost at all, actually. But is it good? Sure.
Yeah.
Could I hand this to somebody and they have a beer and like I had an Oktoberfest beer and I liked it? Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is you're absolutely right. Sam Adams does it phenomenally well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they are supposed to be sweet, like I said.
Right.
Like that is that's why the salty food is what's recommended. This beer is very nostalgic for me because it always comes out in fall, and fall is my favorite.
This is one of the first ones you start see making the rounds.
This is my.
Oh, it comes out in August, I think. It's like the pumpkin spice latte. This thing pops up earlier and earlier.
Also purchase within like a week of it coming out because I am just that basic and I'm that excited about fall or autumn or whatever you want to call it. So I just checked.
Devil's Solstice.
I just checked my Untappd check-in. Let me read it to you. I freaking love autumn. There were leaves falling on the car as we drove around today. I wore a sweater, and beers like this and pumpkin beers were everywhere. Sweater weather!
By the way, this was last year. This wasn't like 2017 when she joined. This was last year.
Well, and then this year they came out with the sweater weather pack. So it's like.
That was last year.
Oh, was it? I don't remember it from last year.
No, I purchased it, Phil. Don't worry.
So wait.
I think I purchased it multiple times.
So what did you give the beer then?
Oh, I gave it a 4.25.
Holy shit, I'm dragging this one down.
I gave it a 4.5 when I checked it in. Initially.
Wow, I gave it a 3.25.
Yeah. But so now that we're here and we're having it again against two other Oktoberfest beers that we have drank, where are we at with the Sam Adams now?
3.25.
Like, I think we should do a new show score since we've already checked it in. What's our show score?
I'm not going to mess with my Untappd, but
you don't have to edit yours, but I think our show score could be different.
I still think, in all honesty, 3.25 is great for this beer. It's because it is middle of the road when it comes to this. It's somebody who drinks a lot of beer is not going to give it a high rating. Somebody who doesn't drink a lot of beer is going to give it somewhere in that 3 to 4 range. And like I said, as an Oktoberfest beer, it's not bad. It's just not the best one I've had, obviously.
You're just a bitter person and you don't like sweet beers.
Yeah, but I'm gauging it against, like, honestly, the Virginia beer one and even the Capstan. The Capstan one is
the 105
fucking
brewing
amazing. The 105
really
brewing is amazing.
Brewing.
Like, but again, this has to go to everyone.
Right. So, I mean, same thing. The other ones are a little more bready and a little bit more, like, you can taste the malts and things in them. They're definitely... they're less sweet, but they still have a sweetness to them. And the Sam Adams, like I said, if it's gonna be mass produced, having like a higher sugar content is probably going to be more easily sold to people who might not necessarily have a darker or an amber type of lager, and be basic like me and be like, oh my god, it's sweater weather. So I'm gonna go with a 3.75 because once again, it's still super nostalgic. It is definitely really sweet. The other ones I would probably rate at a 4 that I drank. So 3.75, just because I still feel like I should stay true to the 4.25 Tiffany, who was just really excited about fall. And to like all the other times I've drank it, like if I'm at the store and it's out on the shelves, I'm probably gonna grab it. I also really like Boston Lager. I'm very basic. Your cousin from Boston.
I'm kind of with you on this one, Tiffany. I just love this beer so much. I've loved it since my early 20s, so it's hard for me to go much lower, because it still is very good. It's just a good, like, maybe it's not the best Oktoberfest if I compared it to a bunch of Oktoberfest, but I have to also I just like it. And so that's playing a big part in my score, where it's not just about style and rating against other styles. It's like at the same fucking time, like, I just love this beer. So, but I am going to come down from my original 4.5, which is way too high.
And I'm going to mallet shit.
I'm going to mallet it down, and I'm going to go a 3.75 as well, which puts it at a 3.75 for the show. So that's.
Do you guys just outweigh mine?
Yeah, 2 against 1.
Okay, that's how
3.5 would be too low, average wise.
I think if I plugged those 3 numbers into an average, it wouldn't be 3.75.
Would it be closer to 3.75 or 3.5?
Oh, we're rounding now?
You
I didn't realize it was a thing.
That's literally what we have to do. It's just math.
I'm just kidding.
I am not good with this.
Hey, wait.
Math.
Do we have... And actually, that's not a bad score for this beer. I don't disagree with it at all.
Okay.
For a lot of the same reasons. The nostalgia aspect, it is a decent beer.
Well, and they mass-produced it, and they've done a good job with mass-producing it. So,
yeah,
3.58.
Hey, we're supporters now, so we can change that to 3.6 if you'd like to round up. But
3.5 it is.
No, because the show would have to be a supporter.
Holy shit, that means Vero even got the score right. Vero! God. My little Argentinian psychic.
She studied hard.
You said we do have some reviews of this one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. We haven't done this in so long. I got so excited about this one because, so this is part of the show that we haven't done in a while, where we go through Untappd and we find reviews that people have left for the beer, and we just enjoy them. So this is great because it's a Boston beer, so you just know it's just got a bunch of drunk Boston people.
A bunch of Dunkin' and cigarette references.
So here's the first one.
Dave and fucking Buster's.
When you hear your family.
I love that he mixed Dave and Buster's with the Olive Garden. Dave and fucking Buster's when you hear your family.
I'm really upset that he put the G on it. I really wish it was just an N.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
He needs this.
But then gives it a 3.5. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Well, obviously it's family. You score below that, your grandmother's gonna smack you.
Here's the next one.
First in 2 years, I've misses you. Oh, Robbie, it misses you too.
This is just
I love how locked in this person is, but at the same time, bought it at Havisham Beverage Center, Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah. So what I just love about this beer is that when people check this in, you can tell, because this is one of those beers where you can have 5-6 of them without knowing.
They're at 5%, I think, right?
Yeah. So you just know everyone who's checking this is fuck, let me take this picture. I misses you.
I'm double fisted.
Yeah, you can't. I want to show the bottle and the glass.
Oh, get the Pats game. Get the Pats game.
The Pats game. Oh, I missed
real
it.
bad at it, though.
Tom Brady.
You don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Thank you.
Just met up with my dad.
You just got Meta World teas on me. Just Meta. Okay.
Big malty, slightly toasted malts.
I don't know if he's talking about his dad or the beer.
Slight, sharp, husky notes.
Easy now. Eric's a supporter.
I'm sorry.
He's had some beers. Don't judge him for drinking Ruby Tuesdays.
Hold on.
He's had Ruby Tuesdays.
This isn't bad at all.
Long toasted caramel malt finish with some light earthy notes.
I just love just met up with my dad. He's a big malty, slightly toasted malt.
Bavarian husky. Oh no, wait, no.
He's not bad at all.
What is a sharp husky note?
I think it's part of the gay community. I'm not 100% sure. Okay.
Fight
me.
Perfect 5. Fight me.
First of all, whoever this character is,
Eric.
Yes. Also earned the Landed the Free level 8 badge. He only drinks American beer, and he's drank 40 of them. He's killing Untappd.
He knows his score is outrageous. He's just fight me on it. It's the best beer there is.
I'm okay with it.
It's the only beer I drink.
I love it.
Let's see if I got another. I think I maybe put one serious one in. This one was just about the flavors.
All right.
But
smooth, rich malts with caramel and tea flavors containing a hint of honey. The crisp effervescence with a drying hops finish that is not bitter.
God, I'm exhausted.
Wraps things up nicely and balanced the sweetness.
Go back to fight me.
Sergu Kermach.
All right, we got one more actually.
Eric agrees with this man.
Me and Eric are getting shithouse next week.
You're going to have to fight him over that score. You gave it a 3.25.
Shouldn't be hard.
Just have a few of these and go at it. All right, well, that's Sam Adams. Octoberfest 3.5. Look at us go.